In February 2017, the emergency hotline in Bristol, England, received a call that lasted only 19 seconds. The caller was a woman. She was whispering. She said, "Someone is in my house. Please don't hang up. I can hear breathing behind me." The operator tried to keep her on the line, but after 19 seconds, the call ended. Police arrived at her address 6 minutes later. The door was open, lights were on, her phone was on the kitchen table, but the woman was gone. Her name was Emily Carter. She was 29 years old, a school librarian. She was never seen again. That call was not the first of its kind. When police reviewed emergency archives, they found something terrifying. In the last 22 years, there were 31 calls like this, all from different cities, different countries, different languages, but every call ended the same way. A frightened voice, heavy breathing, then silence. And every caller disappeared within minutes. Here are just a few. 1999, Oslo, Norway. A teenage boy called police saying someone was standing in his bedroom doorway. Officers arrived. Only his shoes were found. 2006, Toronto, Canada. A woman called emergency services whispering, "It's touching my hair." Her apartment was empty when police arrived. Windows locked, no forced entry. 2012, Osaka, Japan. A taxi driver called his dispatcher saying a passenger was breathing in his ear. The car was later found abandoned on a bridge. The driver vanished. Different places, same fear, same ending. In 2018, an independent investigator named Dr. Thomas Reed noticed a pattern. He worked in missing person cold cases. He named the phenomenon the whispering disappearances. Reed collected emergency call recordings, police body cam audio, dispatcher notes, hospital witness reports. What he discovered was worse than any ghost story. In every single audio file, there was something hidden, not obvious, not loud, but when enhanced with audio software, you could hear it. A second breathing sound. Not the callers. Slower, deeper, closer to the microphone, as if someone else was standing right beside them. Only one person ever survived. Her name was Clara Jensen. She lived in Denmark. In 2014, she called emergency saying, "It's standing behind the door. I can feel the air moving." Police arrived fast. They found Clara unconscious but alive. She spent 3 weeks in a psychiatric ward. When she finally spoke, she said something that terrified everyone. "It doesn't take you by force. It waits until you answer it." Doctors thought it was trauma, but Clara repeated the same sentence again and again. If you respond to the breathing, it knows you can hear it. Then you belong to it. One emergency operator in Ireland wrote something strange in her report after a similar call. She wrote, "The caller stopped speaking, but I could still hear breathing. Then I heard a second voice whisper, 'She's listening now.'" That dispatcher resigned the next day. She never worked in emergency services again. Dr. Reed's final conclusion was not supernatural. It was worse. He believed there is something that lives close to human awareness, not in houses, not in streets, but in silence. And when people are alone, afraid, listening, it finds them. In March 2019, a police officer in Hamburg, Germany, made a report that was never meant to become public. His name was Officer Lucas Brandt. He was responding to what looked like a normal case. A woman had called emergency services saying, "There's someone in my apartment. I can hear breathing behind me." The call ended suddenly. Police arrived 4 minutes later. The apartment door was unlocked, lights were on, TV was playing quietly. But the woman, Mara Vogel, age 34, was gone. No broken windows, no forced entry, no signs of struggle. Just silence. Lucas and his partner started checking each room. Bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, everything was normal. Until Lucas stood in the hallway and heard it. It was not loud, it was not clear, but it was close. A slow, steady breathing sound,
coming from behind him. He turned instantly. No one was there. But the breathing didn't stop. It moved. From behind him to beside him to right near his ear. His partner didn't hear anything, but Lucas did. And it followed him all the way out of the apartment. That night, Lucas wrote something in his personal log, not the official police report. He wrote, "I believe something was still inside that apartment. It was not a person. It was not an animal. It was aware that I could hear it, and when I left, it sounded disappointed." 3 weeks later, Lucas requested a transfer out of field duty. 6 months later, he resigned. His body cam footage was reviewed by Internal Affairs. They expected to see nothing unusual, and visually there was nothing. But in the audio, technicians found something chilling. During the hallway moment, there were 2 breathing sounds. One belonged to Lucas. The other had no visible source. Lucas was sent for evaluation. The psychologist wrote this in her report. "The officer is not hallucinating. His fear is based on perception, not imagination. He experienced something that did not want to be seen, only heard." That sentence was removed from the final file. Dr. Thomas Reed added Lucas's case to his investigation. Now the pattern was clearer. A person hears breathing. They respond with fear, with a call, with attention. They disappear or they change forever. Reed wrote in his journal, "It does not hunt people. It waits for people to notice it." In 2020, another person survived. A hospital cleaner in Lisbon, Portugal, named Rosa Mendes. She was alone in the hospital at night, mopping the hallway, when she heard breathing behind her. She turned. Nobody. But the breathing stayed. She ran to the security office and locked herself inside. She later told police, "It stood outside the door. I couldn't see it, but I knew where it was. It was breathing slowly, like it was waiting for me to open." Rosa never worked nights again. Dr. Reed finally understood something horrifying. Every victim had one thing in common. They were alone, they were listening, they were aware of the sound, and the moment they reacted, they became visible to whatever was listening back. In 2020, Reed received an anonymous email. It had no sender name, only one sentence. "It doesn't take people, it replaces them." Reed never told anyone what he thought that meant, but he stopped his investigation after that message, completely.